WNBA also issued a statement. They said Napheesa Collier is an outstanding leader and officer of this union. When Fee speaks, people listen. We are confident that her words today speak to the feelings and experiences of many, if not most, of our members. The leaders of the league and its teams would benefit from listening to.
The WNBA just exploded with one of the craziest scandals the league has ever seen. Caitlin Clark finally broke her silence, and what she just revealed about Commissioner Cathy Engelbert's shocking comments might end the commissioner's career overnight. This isn't some small misunderstanding. It's personal, it's public, and it's bad. If you think the league needs to take real action, drop justice for Clark in the comments right now. Because the storm surrounding Engelbert is already wild. Fans, players, and even massive voices in sports media like Stephen A. Smith, Christine Brennan, and Dave Portnoy have all stepped up to defend Caitlin. And what they're demanding? It's nothing short of devastating for the commissioner's reputation. She's being called out from every direction, and people want her to apologize immediately. But here's where it gets even more explosive.
The Engelbert needs to resign.
This is the dumbest league run by absolute morons. I've been saying it forever.
What Clark just said might be the final nail in Engelbert's career. The timing, the tone, everything about it screams, enough is enough. So how did we even get here? Let's rewind for a second. Just a few days ago, Napheesa Collier dropped a bombshell during her exit interview. She exposed a private conversation with Commissioner Engelbert that left fans speechless. According to Collier, Engelbert told her straight up that Caitlin Clark should be grateful to the league. That's right, grateful. But it didn't stop there. Collier claimed Engelbert went even further, saying other players should be on their knees, thanking her for what she's done. That statement alone sent shockwaves through the entire WNBA community. This is no small situation, it's massive. Napheesa Collier isn't some benchwarmer or background name. She's one of the most respected players in the entire league. So when she speaks, people listen. And this time, her words hit like a lightning strike.
In that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us.
The second her story hit the internet, everything exploded. Fans were outraged, players were shocked, and even coaches jumped in. Everyone was losing their minds. But while the chaos spread like wildfire, one person stayed totally silent. Caitlin Clark. Not a single post, not a single comment. And that silence? Oh, it didn't last long. It turns out she was waiting for the perfect moment to drop a response that would flip the entire situation upside down. And when she finally spoke, her words hit so hard they could end Cathy Engelbert's career in an instant. Before we get into what Caitlin said, let's talk about Cathy's reaction because it only made things worse. Her statement was short, cold, and almost robotic.
Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
She said she respects Napheesa Collier but was disheartened by how their private conversation was characterized. That's it. No denial, no clarification, nothing that actually cleared her name. And here's where things get real juicy. Because even though her words seemed calm, the internet noticed something. By responding at all, Engelbert basically confirmed the conversation happened. Think about that. If it wasn't true, she could have just shut it down completely. Instead, she danced around it, which made people believe Napheesa's story even more. Now the commissioner's facing brutal backlash, fans demanding answers, players furious, and everyone asking the same question. How could someone leading women's basketball say something so disrespectful and still keep their job? And just when the league was already boiling over, fans fuming, media losing their minds, Caitlin Clark finally broke her silence. This was the moment everyone had been waiting for.
Bert's statement back to Napheesa Collier. She said, "I have the utmost respect for Napheesa Collier and for all the players in the WNBA. Together, we have all worked tirelessly to transform this league. My focus remains on ensuring a bright future for the players and the WNBA, including collaborating on how we continue to elevate the game. I am disheartened by how Napheesa characterized our conversations and league leadership, but even when our perspectives differ, my commitment to the players and to this work will not waver." There's no answers in this. I get it. I think this is just an immediate knee-jerk reaction, just trying to say, like, I'm disappointed with how she painted me, but there's no solution.
She finally dropped her response to Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, and trust me, it sent shockwaves through the entire WNBA. Caitlin had just finished her exit interview after her team's heartbreaking semifinal loss. That alone was a huge moment. Her first real appearance in weeks after being sidelined with that mystery injury. Cameras flashed, microphones crowded in, and fans were glued to every word. Then she dropped the first bomb. She finally cleared the air about her injury, revealing it was her ankle that had been bothering her all along. Finally, fans got answers, but that was just the warm-up, because what she said next had the whole league gasping. When asked about the private conversation between Napheesa Collier and Commissioner Engelbert, the one that nearly blew the league apart, Caitlyn didn't dodge. She said it straight. Collier made a lot of very valid points. Boom! The entire room froze. That's not just agreeing. That's confirmation from the league's biggest star that something was seriously wrong behind the scenes. And sure, Caitlyn's tone was calm and collected like always. She's a pro at keeping her cool. But the meaning behind her words? Absolutely lethal for Engelbert's image. Then came the question that everyone online had been waiting for, the one about money. Reporters asked if all of Caitlyn's massive earnings and brand deals were thanks to the WNBA. And her reply? Cold, clean, and unforgettable. She said, the league had to evolve. That one line flipped the narrative instantly. Because now everyone's asking the real question, the one nobody in power wants to face. Is Caitlyn making money because of the WNBA, or is the WNBA making money because of Caitlyn?
Should be grateful for the money that they're getting. They should be on their knees thanking the... What? What? And that's the response that you give? What kind of defense is that? Was she lying? Kathy Engelbert? Did you say that about Caitlin Clark, or did you?
Right after Caitlyn's interview blew up, Christine Brennan dropped a total bombshell during her CNN appearance. And it was the perfect clapback to Kathy Engelbert's arrogant claim that Caitlyn should be grateful to the league. But what Brennan revealed next made jaws drop across the country. Caitlyn herself admitted she hadn't even heard Engelbert's alleged remarks until Napheesa Collier brought them to light. Can you imagine that? Engelbert publicly disrespected the league's biggest star, got caught, and still didn't have the decency to reach out or apologize. That's not just unprofessional. That's pure arrogance on display. And honestly, if you've been paying attention to the WNBA these past few months, none of this is surprising. The tension between Engelbert and Clark has been obvious for a while. It's like Engelbert has a personal issue with her success, as if Caitlyn's fame and influence somehow threaten her control over the league. Think back to the Rookie of the Year ceremony when Paige Buchers won. Engelbert walked onto that stage all smiles under the bright lights, proudly handing over that trophy, while fans were still questioning if Caitlyn had been snubbed. That moment said everything. It wasn't just business, it felt personal. Now, after Napheesa's stunning revelation about what Engelbert really said behind closed doors, every past slight against Caitlyn suddenly makes sense. The cold body language, the dismissive comments, the subtle digs, it's all connected. It's painfully clear now. Kathy Engelbert simply cannot stand Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn, what's the status of your health right now, and what specifically injury-wise between the ankle and the groin was it that prevented you from coming back this year?
Yeah, honestly, I've been working really hard to get back to full health, and I feel like probably over these last couple of weeks is when I've probably started feeling my best. Obviously, my ankle kind of didn't allow me to really see where my groin.
And that's a disaster for the WNBA, because if the commissioner herself resents the face of the league, then the fans, they won't stand by her either. The internet's made up its mind. They're united under one message that's echoing louder by the minute. Fire Kathy Engelbert. Caitlyn Clark has become the symbol of what this league could be, and honestly, that's exactly why this moment is so critical. The WNBA is finally in its prime. The world is watching, arenas are packed, and new fans are flooding in like never before. But instead of celebrating that success, the league's leadership is dragging it down with arrogance and chaos. This isn't just about one bad quote. It's about the kind of leadership that can't read the room. Scroll through social media right now. Every major analyst, reporter, and sports voice is saying the same thing. The focus isn't on the incredible games or the rising stars anymore. It's on the ego-fueled decisions being made at the top of the WNBA. And who exposed all this? Napheesa Collier, the one player brave enough to put her career on the line to tell the truth. She didn't have to speak up, but she did, knowing exactly what it could cost her. She confirmed what so many players have been whispering for years. This league has real problems that keep repeating because no one at the top has the courage to fix them. Then she took it even further. Collier basically said, "We've got the best player in the world," clearly pointing to Caitlin Clark. But when it comes to leadership,
they made more money in college than most of your teams combined. They should be grateful. No, you should be grateful.
she didn't even have to finish the sentence. The meaning was crystal clear. The league might have superstar talent on the court, but behind the scenes, the leadership is falling apart. And that's where the fire really starts to spread. Because the more people look into it, the clearer it becomes. This isn't just about one bad comment or one misunderstanding. This is about a culture of ego, silence, and misplaced pride sitting right at the top of the WNBA. The league is supposed to be entering a golden era, but instead, its biggest stars are the ones calling out the leadership for holding them back. Fans are fed up. Comment sections are overflowing with the same demand: accountability. They're tired of watching their favorite players get disrespected while the commissioner hides behind carefully worded PR statements. The whole situation feels like a power struggle between the people who actually make the league great and the people who just cash in from their effort. And when you think about it, Napheesa Collier and Caitlin Clark didn't just speak up for themselves, they spoke up for every player who's ever felt unheard or undervalued. That's why the internet's standing behind them so fiercely. This isn't about gossip anymore, it's about respect, transparency, and the future of women's basketball itself. The fans know it, the media knows it, and even other leagues are watching closely. Because this kind of leadership scandal can't just be swept under the rug anymore. You can't keep telling players to be grateful when they're the ones bringing in the sold-out crowds, the TV ratings, and the sponsorships. So yeah, the pressure is sky high right now. The commissioner's credibility is hanging by a thread, the players are louder than ever, and the fans? They're done being silent. The message is clear across every corner of the internet. Either the WNBA steps up with real change, or it risks losing the trust of the very people who built it. And now, the whole thing has snowballed into something way bigger than just a league scandal. It's become a full-blown movement. Players are speaking out, fans are organizing, and media outlets are tearing into the WNBA's leadership like never before. This isn't just drama anymore, it's history unfolding right in front of us. Because for the first time, people aren't afraid to call it what it is.
When you heard that, like, what was your reaction? Because it came off a little dismissive to your own brand and like your own individual brand power, I guess.
These kids and what they're making in college these days is pretty insane. It's honestly probably more than what I made. Obviously, a lot has changed even since I've graduated, so I'm not 100% up to date on the exact numbers of what college kids are making, but you know, obviously I was very fortunate after my freshman year of college. That's when I began working with, you know, different brands and began working with Nike, and you know, everybody knows my first NIL deal was with Hy-Vee, the greatest grocery chain of all time, based in Des Moines, Iowa, baby. So best chocolate long johns around. But, you know, I think that's the way in which, like, you know, young women are coming into this league now with that type of, you know, I don't even want to say it's money, but they're beginning to build their brands in college, and then they're bringing that to the WNBA. So I think that's just the way in which the league has changed. And
the league's leadership has completely lost touch with reality. They've turned a moment that should have been about growth and unity into one of division and embarrassment. The WNBA had the world's attention, and instead of protecting that spotlight, Engelbert managed to light a fire under it. Caitlin Clark's words, Napheesa Collier's courage, Christine Brennan's coverage, it's all coming together like a tidal wave that the commissioner can't stop. Fans are saying this is the realest moment the league's ever had because everyone's finally telling the truth. No more silence, no more pretending everything's fine while players get mistreated behind closed doors. Sponsors are paying attention too.
Last person you thought you'd see on this full spirit tunnel, but I'm here to present you with the 2025 Kia WNBA Rookie of the Year Award.
Networks are rethinking their coverage plans, and analysts are asking if this might force the WNBA to finally face the kind of accountability it's been dodging for years. It's no longer just about one person or one mistake. It's about whether this league can grow up and actually evolve. And if it doesn't, then the fans will take their energy, their money, and their passion somewhere else. Because right now, one thing's crystal clear. The people aren't loyal to the league's logo. They're loyal to the players who made them fall in love with the game. And those players, they're finally refusing to be quiet anymore. Now, with the tension boiling over, it feels like the WNBA is standing at a crossroads. The league has two choices: either rebuild its trust with players and fans, or let this chaos completely tear it apart. Because what's happening right now isn't just a bad headline, it's a wake-up call the league can't ignore anymore. You've got fans demanding accountability, sponsors watching every move, and players finally realizing the power they hold. Caitlin Clark's influence is unmatched. Every arena she steps into sells out. Every game she plays trends worldwide. She's not just a player, she's a movement. And if the league can't respect that, then it doesn't deserve to keep her. Meanwhile, Napheesa Collier has turned into the voice of reason, the player who refused to stay quiet when it mattered most. Her courage pulled back the curtain on a system that's been broken for years, and now the truth is out for everyone to see. The players aren't the problem. The leadership is. Social media's made it clear too. There's no spin big enough to fix this mess. Fans don't want damage control. They want change. They're tired of seeing the people who built the WNBA get treated like they should be grateful just to exist in it. So now the question isn't, what did Engelbert say? 'Cause it's, what will she do next?
In the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world.
I have great respect for Fee, and I think she made a lot of very valid.
Because if she doesn't step down or take real responsibility soon, this whole thing could blow the league apart from the inside. The WNBA's future depends on it, and everyone's watching to see if the commissioner finally listens, or if the players take matters into their own hands. And now, as the dust starts to settle, one thing is absolutely certain. The power dynamic in the WNBA has completely shifted. The players aren't afraid anymore, the fans aren't staying quiet, and the media's not letting go of this story until real accountability happens. This isn't just backlash, it's a revolution brewing right under the commissioner's nose. Caitlin Clark and Napheesa Collier have become the faces of change. Two women standing on opposite sides of the same storm but fighting for the same thing: respect. Their words have forced everyone, from sponsors to executives, to finally confront the truth that's been ignored for far too long. You can't build a league off the backs of players and then treat them like they're disposable when the spotlight hits. Every post, every interview, every reaction online is pushing the same message louder and louder. The WNBA needs a clean slate. No more favoritism, no more hidden agendas, no more silencing the people who make the league worth watching. The players have earned their place at the table, and now they're demanding to be heard. The crazy part? This could be the defining moment that decides the WNBA's entire future. Whether Engelbert stays or goes, one thing's for sure: the league will never be the same again. The fans have picked their side, and it's not with the commissioner. It's with the players who gave them a reason to believe in women's basketball again. So here we are, watching history unfold in real time. The walls around the league's leadership are cracking, and the voices of truth are getting louder by the day. This isn't the end. It's the start of something bigger, something the league can't contain anymore. Change is here, and it's not asking for permission. But here's the truth. When it comes to real leadership, Cathy Engelbert just isn't the one anyone can believe in anymore. How can you trust a commissioner who doesn't even respect her own league's brightest star? She's turning a moment of growth into a full-on disaster. The WNBA is finally winning. Ratings are through the roof. Arenas are packed. Merch is flying off shelves. And yet somehow, Engelbert acts like none of it matters. Maybe she sees it all but just can't handle the fact that it's Caitlin Clark driving this success, not her office decisions or PR strategies. Maybe that's what's fueling this ego trip that's now threatening the entire future of the league. Because let's be real, if the person in charge can't celebrate her biggest asset, then she's not leading, she's blocking progress. Every fan sees it. Every player feels it. Even the media's calling it out. This isn't about politics anymore. It's about pride, control, and a commissioner who seems more focused on protecting her image than protecting the league's future. The sad part? The WNBA finally had the world's attention, but Engelbert's arrogance might be the very thing that pushes it all away. And now, the message couldn't be clearer. From the fans to the players to the analysts, Cathy Engelbert has to go. The league can't keep moving forward with someone who's holding it back. So tell me, what do you think? Has Engelbert completely lost the locker room, the fan base, and the respect of her stars? Should the WNBA make the bold move and replace her before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one, because trust me, this story is far from over.